Hey yo, what's up everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Wanted to get this video out before I lost some daylight, what little daylight I have left. I hope everybody's having a great day. It's only Tuesday. We got a long way to go before we get to the weekend, but it ain't that serious, man. It ain't that serious. Everybody has heard now about the YouTubers that were murdered over the weekend. A YouTuber and his wife were murdered by another YouTuber. And I've been in some internet beefs. I've been threatened. I've been a lot of things, but thankfully nothing has come to reality. And it ain't that serious. It ain't that serious. This person has thrown away his life for something dumb. Something dumb. And now two people are no longer with us because of something dumb. And they were murdered on a live stream. The internet is not real life. It's not real life, right? We should never let that type of situation bubble over. Now, me, I've been made mad, right? Like, I have been upset. The funny thing is actually, I've been concerned about something like this happening to me because I have an opinion about the Detroit Lions that not everybody likes. I had a guy, and I've told this story several times. I had a guy say that he was going to slap me when he saw me, but he didn't tell me that. He told his wife. So when he actually saw me, his wife called him out. He was hyped to see me. He was like, "What's up, man? You know, I watch you all the time." And his wife was like, "No, you're not. Tell him what you said you was gonna do." He was like, "Oh, no, man." He's like, "Tell him what you said you was gonna do." He said, "Man, I was gonna slap you when I saw you." And I bust out laughing. And I said, "Hey, well, you said you were gonna slap me. Go ahead and slap me, bro." So he gave me a little tap on the cheek, and we hugged it out. Cause people get in their feelings, man. The word fan is short for fanatic. But we should never let anything on the internet spill over in real life. That's why it's against YouTube terms of service if you dox somebody, if you expose somebody's personal information, it's against YouTube terms of service. And speaking of YouTube, I think they're gonna tighten up when stuff like this happens. Now, these YouTubers, they weren't big. They weren't big like Mr. Beast, Logan Paul, stuff like that. But this internet stuff goes overboard. And I think that this is going to prompt YouTube to be a lot more strict on some of their policies. That if you start threatening somebody online, because I've had to go to the police. I've gone to the police. I had a person. And a lot of you might not know this because you don't make videos. So you're in like in a bubble, right? But one thing that as a YouTuber or anybody that puts themselves out there that you have to worry about is you got to worry about people knowing you, but you not knowing them. So you might be able to see, they can see where you are. You might not be able to see them coming until they get right in your face, till they're right at you, right? So when you put yourself out there, and I've even said this to my wife, I was like, "Yo, I don't know if I want you with me doing certain things," because people are passionate about the team. They're passionate about their opinion, and they don't like mine. And it's a valid concern that I've had being on the internet because of the fact that you can't see. People know you from a mile away, but you don't know them. So it's sad though. Should never ever come to that. I'm the type of dude, touch me and I'll sue, right? I'm that guy. Doesn't mean I can't fight but I'm not gonna throw away my life for something dumb. And this was a dumb thing. And now you have all these families that's ruined over something dumb. Combined, these two channels had less than 20,000 subscribers. I have more than them on one channel. And what are we, even if they had 20 million, it should never ever spill over into real life, right? And when I say YouTube, the internet is not real life, is that the internet is the internet, right? What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. What happens on the internet is the internet. Now, if you're, like I said, I've been threatened over the internet, and I was told, hey, until the person actually does something in person, there's nothing we can do. Thankfully, it didn't escalate to that. But I think YouTube is going to have to change its policies, the internet as a whole. But it's the fact that this is, I didn't know who either one of these individuals were prior to this happening. And the amazing thing about this whole situation, and I use amazing in the sense of, it's like why people would do this, right? So the deceased individual, his YouTube channel has grown since he was murdered. Even though he'll never make a video, he'll never make another video. And the eerie situation is, earlier that day, or like the day before, he was live streaming, like a 2-hour live stream at a restaurant. And who knew that an hour, hours later, whether it was 24 or less, that he would no longer be with us. And it's sad, because as a person who makes videos, who puts their opinion out there, it's something that I think about very rare. But I think about myself, right? I do watch parties, I do meet and greets, I do gatherings, and somebody could feel a particular way about me, but it will never ever be that serious to me. But I have to start, and I told my wife about this prior to, and I never wanted her to think I was trying to alienate her or anything like that. But there's a reason why people in the spotlight, and even though I'm not famous or anything like that, that it's a reason why people in the spotlight, that they keep their private life private, because people are crazy. You don't know what's happening. From a bad day to just, I mean, earlier that day, or like the day before, the individual that committed this hideous act was searching for the person to pull up on them over some internet stuff, right? I'm from the old school. Talk about it. Now, I'm all for defending myself, and if you want to take it to the internet streets, we can take it to the internet streets, but it will never spill over into real life where it's like that. If I saw somebody in real life and they had a disagreement on what I thought about any particular topic, I would hope that they would be like, yo, man, I didn't like what you said, and we work it out right there, right? But I'm never going to talk about somebody where they would feel like that, right? It's just sad to see. And even though I didn't know these people before, the person that committed the crime, his what is this? Oh shoot, is that a scrape? That's a scrape, bro. Dang, that means his channel was gone. And then the person, it was just the saddest thing to see. It really was. And it's getting all this media attention, as it should. But I think it's going to have YouTube. I think YouTube is going to have to change some things. They're going to have to change some things. They're going to have to kind of, if you make a threat, YouTube will know. They will know, because they have a transcript of your video that they know, and either they block it or they demonetize or something. But something is going, I think that this incident is going to change, because even though these were not big YouTubers, the fact that they were YouTubers and it was being live streamed, it is enough to shake up the platform. So condolences, man, to the family of the people that were lost, and just be smarter, man. Be smarter, because nothing is worth that. Nothing is worth that. But I'll catch you guys in the next video.